So I've talked about this in a few other videos, but when talking about what the culture is like here in Fairbanks, the best way to describe it is it's a little bit different. It's an awesome difference, but it's just a little bit different. One of the best ways that I can describe it is how we work through extreme weather. It's pretty tough and it's hard to get through, but we kind of all just work through it together. As you're working through, life in Alaska, you'll see vehicles that have slid off the side of the road. Almost 100 times out of 100, you'll see if somebody's slid off to the side of the road, especially if they're still in their vehicle and there's, the blinkers are on, you'll see people stop and check in on them, make sure that they're okay. Majority of the time, they'll have already made a phone call, or somebody will have already even have stopped and tried to pull them out with their own vehicle. But people are always going to stop. My wife will always stop. We've got chains and the vehicles will do what we can to pull you out. But that's how things typically are. People are going to keep to themselves and expect everyone else to kind of keep to themselves too, but that somebody needs help, it'll be all hands on deck. Everyone's going to jump to and try to do everything that they can to help you out. All of that being said, it's important to remember that sometimes if you're on the side of the road, you're just going to be stuck until you get a tow truck that's going to be able to pull you out with a winch. I've got some fun stories about that if you're interested. Drop me a note in the comment section below and I'll tell you some fun stories about being up, 50 below off the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. But typically it's about $150 to have a tow truck come pull you out of the ditch. It happens to everybody. Just go a little bit slower, you'll be okay. Thinking about moving to Fairbanks? Well, click on the link below for my free relocation guide where I talk about top schools, top neighborhoods, and so much more. When it comes to local culture of Fairbanks, I'd say Fairbanks is pretty laid back. About the only thing that we're uptight about is you stay out of my stuff, I'll stay out of your stuff. Apart from that, you kind of do your own thing. I'd say, if anything, I may have gotten a little bit too laid back about some things in the past. It's way too easy. I found myself just enjoying my summer because it's so great and not taking care of the things that are super important, like deferred maintenance items. And it's nuts because we love the summer so much because we can go out and we can play all day, every day, and we don't want to be held back by anything or anybody. But then in the winter, when we don't take care of anything, everything breaks. And in the winter, it's this big emergency because if the power's off, then things freeze. If the boiler's off, if the heat's off, things freeze. And then we have all these other unforeseen problems, and it's just the worst. So one big change that we made this past year, and I think I had talked about it last year because I had Prospector Plumbing and Heating come out and take a look at my boiler. It was the end of last winter. Look at these before and after photos. My boiler was gross. And I got set up on it's like a $50 a month maintenance plan. For $600 a year, they will come out, and in the middle of the summer, they'll do a boiler clean and tune. They'll respond out and come out in the middle of the winter. If there is a call out, they'll waive the fee of any kind of call out. I can't stress this enough. Being able to start the winter with a well-tuned boiler every year can drastically reduce the likelihood of a freeze up. The value of this membership, it's worth its weight in gold. They're not paying me to do this. This isn't a sponsored thing. I've just found a lot of value in using it myself already. So that's why I'm suggesting it to you, because I think it's worth it. Take a look at it. We'll put a link to the Prospector folks down in the description. So one of the other cool things about the Fairbanks culture is that we're super excited to show you everything about what makes Fairbanks and Alaska so awesome. So tourism is a huge thing here in Fairbanks. With Denali National Park to the south, with the northern lights being visible, darker, clear nights for like 6 months of the year, we get visitors all year round. We get folks from all over the world who come to see the beautiful parts of our world. It's a really cool thing because we offer it right here in Fairbanks. It's been really interesting to see too, especially having watched it all come through COVID and come out relatively unscathed. They're paying pretty well, but they just can't find qualified people. So if you're looking for an excellent summer job, highly recommend checking out the tourism industry in Fairbanks. Let's talk about some financial benefits to living here in Alaska. The PFD, or the Permanent Fund Dividend, is also kind of a big deal. PFD is a dividend paid out from a percentage of the profits of the state's interest in mineral production. And this is paid to all eligible Alaskans, and this year it was a check for $1,500. So you can do pretty much whatever you want with all that money. So as a family of 4, each of us got one, and we put both of our children's into an individual Alaska 529 account. This helps to build up a small nest egg for them just to put towards education regardless of the path that they choose, and from there we'll typically put the rest towards heating fuel. Heating fuel prices being down to around $4.55 a gallon as of, actually just had fuel delivered at $4.75 the other day. So having an extra $2,600 to put towards a tank of fuel was pretty handy. So if you're ready to experience Fairbanks for yourself, check out the description for more info, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more information about where the sun shines at midnight, and share your Fairbanks stories or dreams in the comments below.